Hey everybody, Fishman here. Welcome to another video. Well, I've come to the conclusion that if I want to breed bettas, I am going to need a dedicated setup for them. One with a much smaller volume. The pond is just way too large. There's too much water there, and it's very difficult to alter its chemistry once it gets going. And if you remember, the barrel below has a very large amount of coral in it, which means it is going to continually, first off, make the water more alkali, and also it's going to harden the water. Two things that bettas don't like. And I've noticed that as it has run for a little while, I've noticed that the bettas are getting less and less interested in any kind of mating behaviors. So I am going to take one of the new tanks I'm setting up, the ones I just put the lights on, and I'm going to make at least one of them set up for bettas. So what I'm going to do is, first off, I'm not going to fill it as much as I am all the other ones. It's going to only have 6 inches of water in it. And I'm going to use an underground filter to a high humidity planter. An underground filter mostly because I have one more of these left from the last batch I put together. And also because the high humidity planters really diffuse the current that goes through this. I don't want to have a lot of turbulence, obviously, because I want the male to build a bubble nest. So this is the most efficient filter I have that doesn't cause a lot of turnover. So I'll be able, very easily be able to regulate, again, how much surface disturbance there is. And the other nice thing about it is, because it's going to be a much smaller amount of water, I'll be much more easily able to affect whatever kind of chemistry I want. So I want the water to be obviously soft and acid. And to that end, I am going to make sure all the materials that go into this are inert. And the other thing, as you can see here, I am not actually using anything new on this. I had one leftover underground filter, and now I am also going to, instead of making an entire new high humidity planter, I am going to convert one of the old ones from the rainforest build. I've been meaning to recycle and reuse these for quite some time now, and this is pretty much the perfect project for this. They are a little large. I do have to cut them down considerably, as you can see here. But I won't be using any new materials at all, so that is a definite positive. That does mean it won't be as shiny as all the other ones I set up, but that's not a big deal. I mean, it's going to get full of plants and everything anyway. The other thing different about this as far as high humidity planters go is, as you can see here, this was set up so that I could pour water on the top of that high humidity planter and it would rain down through. I don't think it's going to be much of an issue. I think there's still be plenty of humidity there. We'll see how it goes. I mean, I don't think there's going to be any real trouble trying to grow Java fern in any of these anyway, so I don't think that we're going to have any issues. This was one of the racks I had where I had in the 7-foot tank that held up the rainforest build. So I'm cutting it down, as you can see here, and again, like I said, I'm trying to use all old materials here and trying to get them into use again. So I cut down the legs because, again, I said this is going to be only 6 inches of deep water. So that's going to be the top of the water right there. And then I, of course, had to shorten it because overall dimensions, length and width, were too much, first off, to even fit in the aquarium where it's going to go. And secondly, I just wanted to fit just over this filter because all the other ones you've seen so far of the high humidity planters have sat on the edge of the tank, except for the two, one for the ultra deep underground filter and one for the 4-inch deep underground filter. Those are freestanding with brackets on them. Now, I could have gone that route, of course, and they work fine, and there wouldn't have been any issue with that. Is again, I just want to use this as much as possible. I still have 3 more of these, so I will, in time, hopefully get to the point where I'll have projects where I can use it up. So here, this is going to be the stand that's going to hold up the high humidity planter, and as you can see, there's a little bit of wiggle room inside there for the underground filter to fit, and now it's a simple matter of gluing these together. It's I'm just going to show you one of them. Oh, actually, there's one other thing I wanted to show you. To the top of the screen there, to a bit to the left, that is a drawer organizer I put together. It's on the other channel. I've been doing a lot of work for the workstation here and trying out different things, and that is one of the things I put together. I find it really handy. It does keep everything I need for, as you can see, for in this particular case, working with acrylic. All the little bits and pieces I need are in that, and it just slides into a couple slots in one of the drawers. And again, it just makes things so much easier to find, and I don't have to spend so much time looking for things, which is one of the things I used to have to worry about an awful lot, because finding tools has always been one of those things that I had to put up with, because first off, I get so many as gifts from family and friends that it's just hard to keep track of it all. But I am gradually getting more and more organized. So if you're interested in that build, I'll leave a link in the bottom of this video here, and go have a look. So there you go. This is now cut down to size, and it fits nicely over there. And I've trimmed down the this is used to be the planter for the high humidity rainforest part, and I had to cut that one down a bit more because it had an offset hole, because those all fed up the back, and then the water went over the top, and then it rained down. So I needed to cut it a little shorter than what could have fit in here, but it had to be done because I want to set only one hole in this. I suppose I could have capped the other hole, but again, I don't need all that extra space anyway. It's only going to be a couple of bettas in this tank, so this is going to be massive overkill for filtration anyway. So what I've done is I've trimmed down, this is the cap for the high humidity planter, and I had to also shorten it quite a bit. First off, because it has to fit between the tanks above this and the lip of the aquarium that this is going into. And secondly, even though this is going inside the aquarium and it's not going to be at the top, there still is a maximum height to this. This is in total going to be a little over 13 inches from bottom of the filter to the top of the high humidity planter, and the tank is only 12 inches deep, so it does give me a bit of wiggle room this way, but I certainly couldn't use the full height of this. And as you can see also, you might have missed it there, but at the beginning of this clip, I also trimmed off a bit of the lip on this. It wasn't necessary at all, so I wanted to increase I know it's only about a 1/4 inch, but this gives me an extra 1/4 inch of space inside the filter, inside the high humidity planter. So there you go, that's pretty much everything. I do have to do one more thing, of course, and I have to drill a hole in the center of the base for the high humidity planter, where all the gravel and plants are going to go. So I had to jury rig a clamping system for this. I drilled the hole, as you can see here, and now it's a simple matter of doing a couple more pieces, the sleeve for the high humidity planter, and of course the rigid airline tubing. And that's it. This is all done. And again, all this is pretty much recycled. I had to use a new rigid airline tubing because I didn't have any that was 13 inches long. And that tiny little sleeve for keeping the gravel from going down through the high humidity planter, those are all the new things. So here it is set up. It is going to need to run for a little while. This is just filled up and just turned on. It's working nicely, and like you see, there's lots of space in here. And leave comments. Let me know what you think of this. And on Sunday, I will put up an update for this and show you it working. And you can see the water comes out on the right there, so hardly disturbs the surface at all. So thank you very much for watching. Leave lots of comments. I'll see you in the next video, and bye for now.